Hey, it's Mark with Mark's Virtual Real Estate Channel. I'm back with another Upland video, and I have some exciting news. Many of you have seen my recent videos about Upland and getting data and some of their responses and different stuff going on. Well, I have some data now, and you won't believe where it came from. So we're going to show you some of that data. We'll talk about how Upland's doing, talk about how some of the users are doing, and I'd love to hear what people think about the future of Upland and what we can do. I don't make these videos to hurt Upland. I make them to try and help Upland because I have a lot of money invested in Upland, like a lot of other people do too. And even if I wanted to get out of Upland, I don't think I really could very easily because of the current economy with USD sales and different things going on. So if you don't know what Upland is, it's a virtual real estate trading game. You can buy properties, build properties. We have our lazy node going on where we've built lots of skyscrapers and stuff. It'd just be kind of cool if we could use them for more things and have some more utility. We just did our Lazy Node contest. If you're a part of that, we'll have more of those. So it's a great time to subscribe and get in on our Lazy Node contest. So what data did I find? Well, you might remember my last video. I commented on one of Upland's YouTube posts because they said, oh, we have 12.5 million something or other random stat with nothing to back it up, no context. I said, hey, would it be cool if this data was public? You could show the whole charts and all this stuff. And they basically said, go read the blockchain was their response to me. I don't know how to read the blockchain. Everyone I talk to, nobody knows how to read the blockchain. The few people who do know said, yeah, you have to create a program and do all this very techie stuff to be able to read the blockchain. It's not something very simple. So that was pretty annoying. And so I kept trying to dig. I wasn't like trying to be a jerk about this. I really want to see this data. And so I've been searching. There's DAP, radar, whatever it's called. So some data was only from like a month or two. There's really not much data out there. So I kept searching. And then lo and behold, what did pop up on my search engine? But Upland marketplace analytics. And it's funny because I asked Upland, like, hey, would it be cool if this data was public, if you could share it with us? And they basically told me, gave me the middle finger and said, go find it yourself. We don't care about you. And they already have some of it published. They literally could have said, hey, go here, you can see this data. But no, they didn't want to do that for some reason. Maybe they forgot this page was here, or they don't want this page to be public and they're going to make it unpublic soon. I don't know. All that's pure speculation. But we can see some of these stats I really wanted to see. Upland secondary marketplace activity. So what this shows, now it doesn't work very well, which makes me think that they don't pay attention or they don't really care about this too much because you can select date ranges and it doesn't really change any of this at all. Like if I go to year to date, sure, and apply, it doesn't do anything. It doesn't change anything. So we just kind of get this 30-day thing. But the cool thing we get is this chart that goes back to May 2021 that shows the daily transaction volume of UPX, which is like exactly what I was trying to see. I was trying to see daily users, UPX usage, something like that. So we have this. We have daily trading volume of properties, which is also fantastic. And then they have some other stuff more, like it's, one of their pages is untitled. So I don't know. And this is like the same stuff over and over again. So they've got some weird stuff going on this page. Like I said, I don't know if they really meant for it to be public or they just don't pay attention to it. Again, the date things don't work. There's football shop stuff, which is really hard to read because you have this massive, I don't know if this is probably FIFA stuff. Hard to say. Football fan, I don't know. Football fan shops, that must have been FIFA, right? So we had those huge FIFA things going on. That kind of made all the rest so small you can't tell what's happening here. And then some daily trading volume again for shops. So yeah, they have this data. And then you're even able to take this data and export it to Excel, which is what I did, because then I can come here and see this data in different snippets because you can't do it on their site. I pulled all this data. So this kind of shows us May 21st to now. And if you notice, it doesn't look amazing. The volume is down, way down. people aren't spending UPX, they aren't buying properties like they used to. And this is kind of what I felt, and what I've gathered from a lot of people in the game is they're not happy with how things are going. They're not happy with city releases. They're not happy with all the extra stuff that's happening. And some people might be, but just from what I've gathered from my Discord channel, which you're welcome to join below, my YouTube comments, and I welcome negativity and negative comments about my stuff. In fact, we had quite a few of them in the last video, and it seems like a lot of the people who are being negative aren't saying you're wrong or Upland is actually doing really good. Their whole point was, please don't talk bad about Upland. We want our investment to do better, and if you talk bad about it, it could do worse, which is a really bad way to think of things, because if I'm speaking the truth and things are not going well, we want to talk about this and make it better and figure out how to make it better. We don't want to try and hide it under the rug and hope other people don't notice it. You don't want to bring new players into the game who are going to hate it and then leave right away or keep talking or have more people talk bad about it, right? You want to bring new players into the game who are going to talk good about it and enjoy it. So one thing I wanted to show here was I can take this data, because 2021 is kind of a long time, and we can scroll all the way down to like middle of 2022 to show this chart, what has happened since then. So this is the last, what, year and a half or so of Upland, and we had a huge July 22nd, July 2022, had to be a nice city release, right? Had to be a pretty cool, can we find that one? Please tell me I'm just gonna switch. I might be logged out, but I'll log into my account because I have 18 different accounts, that's all of you know. Oh, that's the wrong account. Get out of here. There we go. So if we go to my account and content, and we try to go back to July 2022. I know there's easier ways to do this, but we'll just, oh, come on. How many videos have I made? I haven't made that many. We're getting closer. I know I could have just changed how many results it shows on each page, but Upland, Rio? Was it Rio? Rio, that was the first Rio release, and then we'll go back here. Testing. Oh my God. Oh, it stopped. Testing, test. Okay. Still working. Okay, good. Okay, so that was the first Upland, Rio release right here, which was pretty fun for me. I had fun in Rio, did a lot. There was some really cheap properties you could buy. A lot of properties released, even though it wasn't a full release. And you can see since then, it has gone downhill significantly. Now this last day actually counts today, so that isn't a full day. I don't think we should count that last part. But you can see the activity is extremely low. And even with city releases, I mean, even the London release was in here somewhere, and we thought that went, pretty well. They're just spending, or people are spending way less money than they did before. And that's zooming in to more recently, not counting the, craziness we had when we first started. I first started November 20, in this range, I think. I don't know, maybe not. And look at that. Here's that, there's the Rio release right here. And so it actually was one of the best releases. And you can see we had some other really good ones there too. But since then, it has not looked good for Upland. And that's kind of what my gut feeling has been, and why I wanted to get some stats to see what's going on, what's happening. And these stats don't look very amazing. So we have that. And then something else we can kind of look at, which, that's me. Okay, we're going to upexland.me. And someone said I should be paying for the premium service because I'm rich. I'm like, they should be paying me because I talk about them all the time and send people to their channel all the time. That's how it works with marketing and affiliates and different things. If I have a channel with lots of people and I send it to them, they should be giving me a free account. Anyway, this is my account, which shows pretty good growth. Like, obviously I had higher growth in the beginning. 12/21 is kind of when I started. Okay, December. So, and then you can see I kept growing. Well, what's interesting is we can go here make sure I'm not late for an appointment. I am going to see a house here in just a little bit. We can go to users, and we can see, I think it's the right spot. There we go. Abdullah, who just blows everybody else out of the water. We can see, we're gonna do a lot of craziness right here. How these guys have done as far as properties go in the last however long they've been playing. And so now these are just the top 10. It doesn't show us everything. Hopefully my computer can handle it. So I just got a really nice, sweet computer at home, but my office computer still is really good for editing videos and doing stuff. But apparently this is not working. Does it not work to do that? Oh, there we go. Okay, just take some time. So we can go here and do progress chart, and we can see, you know, when Abdullah put most of his money into the game or made the most money. And it was quite a while ago. He put tons of money in there, and you can see there's some more coming into it, but not very much. Now, someone had a really good point in my comments. Hey, these guys have hundreds of millions or $1 billion of UPX. When you have that much, it's hard to keep increasing your, you know, properties, putting more money into the game. I agree. So that could be part of it, but part of it could be that they don't want to put more money into the game because they don't like where it's going. There have been plenty of city releases, plenty of London new properties. Here you see this one came, you know, that was in 21. Most of that money was put into the game. Almost nothing, pretty flat since then. And it was curious to see, you know, this is Sotheby's. I imagine that's an actual real estate firm. They put most of theirs in the beginning, but they actually did put quite a bit in Miami. Look at that. And I'm not sure exactly what releases these are in order. I'm not going to look. But they've actually done better than some. Keep going down here to this one. Whoever's account this is, Disky. Actually is the most active account, I think, as far as big accounts go recently. You can see steadily improving, rising with all their stuff. And so that was definitely the most impressive account as far as continuing to buy, continuing to invest. This one, their property net worth went up, but their UPX went down. Some of the number of properties went up. So, but still pretty steady, some gain there. And what I was curious on seeing some of these was like, all of these big monster accounts, pretty steady. You started in 21, it seems like. There aren't any big monster accounts that have started recently. And some people might say, well, you know, 2020, they've been, you know, there's some gain there. There's definitely some gain, but not as much as there was before. And I felt a lot of that's just because it's real hard to have much gain right now in Upland the way it's set up. But if people are excited about Upland, they come into it, they want to invest a lot of money into the game, they should be able to build, you know, that's 21, sorry. It's hard to scroll on here. There we go. If you don't, I scroll, okay, sorry. But again, starting out in 21, you know, if you had a big account, people who are excited about the game, they could come in here and spend money and build their account right away. They wouldn't all have to be from 2021. You know, there's some at the start of 2022. This one is actually a better kind of chart than most of them, Sorfa. So it's interesting seeing this data. And then I also, you know, I didn't go through all 100 of the top accounts here. Another one started 2021, and then there's a big jump there. And oh, that's just UPX. That's not, I wonder if that's from Kingdoms. Could be. There's just, you know, maybe someone can point them out. Like if we, you know, come down here to some of the smaller accounts and see how they're looking. Are there new players? Are there new whales, if you want to call them, in the game? Or is it all old money? Is it all old accounts that have been here since 2021, spent a bunch of money back then, and then haven't wanted to put any more money into the game, which is a telling sign for a lot of us. I don't really know of anybody. I know of a few people new to the game. We've seen them in our Discord. Oh, hey. Here's kind of one of the first ones. It actually started in 21, but you can see it looks like they built their net worth very rapidly recently. So that's a good sign. but that's, I think, the first one, Nikif, that I've seen like that with, well, they put a bunch of money into it, probably, in 2022, again, a while ago. I feel like 2022 was kind of when things really were fun and exciting, and then they kind of gone downhill since then. Pretty steady. End of 2022. Okay, there's a newer account. That's probably the newest account I've seen. So, and again, I have no scientific data. I'm just using my, like, to put this together or see. That's 2021, very flat and steady. Okay. And we're seeing a whole lot of very flat and steadies, and these are from accounts that have a lot of money, right, tied up into the game if they're this big. Pretty flat and steady. Although there is some more properties net worth that's going up, just to UPX. The UPX2 is not going up as high. So, I mean, I'm not saying it's horrible. I'm not saying that this shows the doom and gloom and the end of the world coming. But most of the big players are just kind of, they're there. I think they're collecting their monthly earnings. They're doing some stuff. Like, there's some activity recently. But you don't see much big gains like you saw in 2021, 2022. And maybe, you know, I'm not looking at the right people, the right data. I'm just picking random ones. It's hard to say from this data. That's why I said it'd be so nice if Upland gave us more data and more, you know, if we had the properties net worth, the number of properties, all of that stuff, you know, overall, and we could see the charts and the gains and different stuff. That'd be amazing, right? That'd be so nice to have more data and more stats to look at, because otherwise you've got idiots like me just pulling data out of nowhere off Upland and trying to make conclusions from it. It's very hard to do. So I don't know. It's, you know, there's a lot of flat. It actually looked better once we got into the not quite the top tier of people, but the lower tier. In, you know, how much USD are people spending on the game right now? That'd be a really good indication of what's happening. You know, USD to, you know, property value is pretty low right now, the lowest it's ever been. If we can pull up excellent data and see like specific cities, but not the whole thing. I wish we could see the whole thing. And you can see here, we have USD minted, accepted, swaps, minting, UPX. This is all UPX. Property statistics. Here we go. Here's some of the, actually I want to do all time here. Where do I change that at? Up here, we go to all time. Okay. Get out of here. You can see San Francisco. Properties owned, total properties, properties for sale. Okay. I'm going to get rid of all the UPX if I can. So that's all. Okay, this is USD. Okay, so this is USD per UPX squared. Median price USD, and then median markup USD. And you can kind of see an absolute massive downtrend for dollar to median price, UPX, you know, whatever it is you want to look at. And that started January 2022, it kind of peaked and it's just dropped like a rock since then. And so that's a really good indication of the economy of Upland, I think, because to get your money out of Upland, you have to spend, you know, you have to sell properties for dollars or some kind of goods for dollars. And this drop of US dollars has made all of our accounts worth way less than they were before. Now, starting out here, maybe it's close to what it was in the beginning. Maybe it's not that bad. I don't know. That's what, again, why it'd be nice to have this data published so we could see it and analyze it better. And we're not just kind of relying on looking at one city. You know, we could look at London and say the whole world is falling and everything's going to explode and be destroyed, looking at its chart because of the way Upland handled treasure hunting there. But we know that's probably a little bit overreactionary and not the truth. Like, you can look at the median UPX price here, boom, dropped like a rock, just absolutely crazy. And then the USD as well. But then the US dollar, you know, was already low in this beginning time. So it's tricky to sort through all this data and figure out what's going on. But I think one thing that's telling that we can look at is total UPX spend over time. And that is not looking good. And that means Upland isn't making as much money either. And if they're making more money, that means they can do more for the game, do more on programming, help us out. If they're not, then it feels like they're kind of stretching, trying to sell us stuff instead of trying to make the game better. And then when they try and sell us stuff, most of it's stuff that I don't care about. I know some people do, but stuff we don't need, and then it pushes more people away from the game. Then they're spending less UPX on properties, and then it's kind of like a snowball effect of rolling down this hill that is not good. Now, are there people spending UPX to get block explorers and totems and different stuff? I mean, spending dollars to get that stuff? Or buying UPX to get that stuff? I don't know. I would say probably not. It'd be really interesting to see a chart of how many people are buying UPX and how much is being sold, because UPX is priced so low right now too. Or the dollars, it's so cheap for the dollar. And I'm sure there's way fewer people buying UPX than before when we had, I was buying UPX back then for property releases and different stuff. It was close to 1-to-1 ratio. I was buying it. I'm sure that was it was amazing for Upland to have all these people buying UPX, money flowing into their hoffers and collecting it. But then when the dollar value is so low, I'm sure many people are saying, I'm not going to buy any UPX with dollars. I'll buy properties for 30-40 cents on the dollar, then I'll sell them and I'll get my UPX that way. It's a much better strategy. So if Upland was really focused on doing what's right for Upland and us, they would be focusing on properties and getting the dollar value up and making a stronger economy for properties, and that would help out everybody and make it easier to cash out. It'd give people more confidence to go into the game because they knew they could cash out if they wanted to. It would give Upland more money. If we had, bigger releases with lower prices, there would be more UPX for players to make and create. And the more money I can make on a city release, the more likely I am to go buy UPX if I need it. If I don't think I'm making any money on a release, I'm not going to go buy UPX, and I think that's what's happening with this downward retreat. And Upland has pushed prices so high with their mint prices on releases, people aren't as excited anymore as they used to be. So there's a rambling, not scientific video on possibly how Upland's doing right now. I don't know. Guess we'll see what happens. I said it for a while. I'm a huge fan of the city releases when they were done differently. Not so much anymore. Not a fan of the other stuff going on. I could care less about totems and that other stuff. I care about property. So let me know what you think. Let me know if there's any more data out there. If Upland has more data and wants to publish it, that'd be awesome. That would help us out instead of trying to guess. And yeah, we'll have more videos here soon.